I am truly the honored one. I am the one throughout heaven and earth. The enlightened. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I was going to just say for some reason I was going to say throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. But I then fuck it up and then said, ah, fuck it. Whatever. Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with what if Issei reached the enlightenment? Or reach enlightenment. Yeah, you get the point. Pretty much, this Issei is literally Buddha from Rekka Ragnarok and kind of Gojo a bit. And I might also take the inspiration of real life Buddha, mostly the mythology and other stuff. I might take some of it from real life, or probably some from the religion, but not the point. Also, I do have my own kind of spin into mostly Issei having powerful eyes. I mean, it is similar to that of the six eyes and also the what's called the clairvoyant that mostly Buddha kind of has, or not Buddha. I always keep saying Buddha. I say Buddha or Buddha. Just understand that every time I say Buddha, I'm trying to say Buddha, but for some reason when I read the fucking word, the name, I always just say Buddha. And when I just speak half the time and not remember the name, I always just say Buddha. Oh no, I'm an idiot. If you haven't realized that, I'm a literally idiot. Why do you think I make these videos? No, I'm just kidding. But for real, I'm not that smart, okay? So, since I haven't actually got a real life job, I'm gonna be making these videos and yeah. But other than that, sorry for not uploading like 2 weeks of actual contact and is not collab with the others. But yeah. Just like how last night I did talk about, mostly if you have watched already part 1, I did talk about the fact that collabing with fucking Dante and Isaac is not the greatest idea. Why? Because Isaac is, I don't know. Isaac is just Isaac at this fucking point. I sometimes just believe, what am I doing with my life at that point? I literally thought for 2 weeks I haven't really uploaded for this channel. And I think it was 3 weeks I haven't actually uploaded a video on my first channel. Yeah, I've been just thinking, I'm like, should I fucking do anything like that? Nah, I also got distracted by AI half the time. But not the point. I'm going to go back here and do what ifs, okay? But not the point. I am going to go on my first channel, second channel. First channel, I'm a little iffy right now. It's kind of, I can't think of anything right now. My first channel, I'm so stuck on it. I'll probably do a Naruto what if, even though I feel burned out from it. But if I can actually, I'm always the type of person that if I manage to kind of like do something and I kind of start doing it over and over and over, I get burnt out. But at the same time, if I do it again after a couple certain days, I will start kind of going back into my old old habits, okay? I can't fucking talk for some reason. Yeah. But other than that, let me begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up. And let me shut the fuck up. I alone would definitely be the one to reach enlightenment. Nah, just kidding. But other than that, yeah, sorry. So let's begin into this what if. We begin into mostly Issei being right now in front of mostly Sona. Now Sona is just shocked. This person has a very interesting aura. It feels divine. Yes, Issei's aura is divine after a while. After reaching enlightenment and saying fuck it to everything. He is literally the definition of I don't care, I do whatever I want. Because yeah, that's what Buddha does. Well, yeah. He just doesn't care. Also, I should mention that I am also probably gonna take some abilities from what's it called, the god of high school, the Buddha from that one, also known as a I can never say his name, but yeah, you get the point. I might take some of the abilities, from the supreme god in that dimension, that being Buddha. At the same time, like being able to throw planets and other shit. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Nah. You don't need to worry about any of that. Just ignore what I said, okay? I'm just grinning evilly at this point. But not the point. and begin back into the what if. But of course, Sona just feeling the divine energy from Issei. Now Issei, he's just like looking around and kind of just like eating his lollipop and just looking around the school, trying to see if anything changed. Right now, he's in the middle of the hallway, just looking around and just not really caring. He's also not even wearing the school uniform. I should mention that this motherfucker is literally wearing something similar to Buddha, but from Record Ragnarok. At the same time, it's a mixture of like Gojo's outfit and the mixture of kind of like, what's it called? Majin Park's outfit, or Majin Park from the God of High School when he became the Supreme God. Similar to something like that. But mostly, it's kind of similar to that of Buddha. I'm going to just say similar to Buddha's outfit from Record Ragnarok. But yeah. Oh, I should also mention that I might, before I continue on, I should also mention that I might do a what if Issei was Nikola Tesla, or I might kind of go back to the what if Issei was an engineer. Engineer. I also was thinking of doing one of what if Issei was the descendant of Qin Shao Hyuga, which, if you don't know who he is, he's the first emperor of China. Hey, I've been reading a lot of Record Ragnarok. Leave me alone. Well, I read it like a month ago. Okay, don't blame me. I kind of like that, reading that manga. Okay, but yeah, of course, this is where not the point. Let me go back into the story. So, of course, with Issei just looking around, he just doesn't care that much. He has a very nonchalant kind of vibe to him, an uncaring vibe. He's indifferent toward everyone. He doesn't care about anything. Unless it's himself. Because he cares about himself. He doesn't care about anyone else. If he feels like caring about someone, he will. But if he doesn't, he won't. Why would he follow the same logic of rules of everyone's society? People want to believe that he's the best. But what happens if he doesn't want to be the best? He'd rather be lazy. He'd rather do that. He's not going to follow the same logic of the society. Of either the human society, God society, devil society, supernatural society. It doesn't really matter. He himself believes that he has the choice to do. Well, let me say that again. He has the freedom and choice to do whatever. He doesn't believe in mostly, what's it called? Needing to be the same, like, needing to be what people expect him to be. He himself is the one and only to make the choices. Not the fucking fate, not people itself, not his parents. He himself. That's what he believes. And that's why I was like Buddha. But not the point. So, yeah. Now, of course, with Issei just like looking around and kind of uncaring, you notice Sona, what he does is doesn't say hi to her, doesn't say any of that, walks past her. Literally doesn't care. He's not even wearing the school uniform. He just doesn't give a damn about wearing any of that. He doesn't care about the laws. He doesn't care about whatever. He doesn't care about the rules. He himself only cares about himself. That's literally Buddha. Well, mostly Record Ragnarok, probably also like the others, but don't question me. I mean, Gojo does the exact same thing. If you think about it, he doesn't give a damn. But yeah, I mean, think about it like this. Both Buddha and Gojo do eat sweets most of the damn time. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was Buddha, I'd probably do the exact same thing. But yeah. So with that in mind, he kind of just like completely ignores Sona and just like walks past her. Now, Sona was a little bit of shocked, confused, and just a little bit interested. Because she hasn't seen Issei in like 8 months. So, of course, Issei has been gone for 8 months. Why? Oh, you know, just trying to find himself. Trying to understand, or not understand, he isn't trying to find himself. He knows who he is, and he knows what he wants. He doesn't give a damn about school. The only reason he came back is just because he felt like it. Other than that, does he care about making friends? Does he care about doing all this? Well, if he cared enough, he would. But if he doesn't give a damn. Why would he? It's Buddha. Well, he has the logic of Buddha. So he can care less about being friends with people. He can care more about being friends with people. He can care less about having a harem. He can care much more having a harem. It's more of his logic. It isn't just because he wants to be loved, he wants to do this or whatever. It's because if he feels like it, he would. Other than that, if he doesn't feel like it, well, why the fuck would he care? Like, basic logic here, he just doesn't give a damn no more. Why would he care about others? If others need help and he feels like doing it, he feels like helping them, he would. But if he doesn't, well, good luck with those people, because most Issei doesn't care anymore. Because Issei is different. He has the same logic as Buddha. So, with that in mind, Issei in this one is just going to be a character that just doesn't give a shit half the time, okay? And let's just put it all into words. He just doesn't give a shit about other people. So, yeah. So, of course, it could be like all the alliances, it could be all lovers, it can be whatever, and he won't give a shit about them, okay? If he did, he would, but if he doesn't, then why would he care? That's just his logic. Why would he need to bother with others' logic? If he like sees someone that needs help and he feels like doing it, he would. But if he doesn't care. If God decides to fight him, he will fight them. But if they don't, then he won't fight them. Or, well, he might feel like fighting them because that's his own logic. He just doesn't care. Why would he? If no one else wants to help this person, he will help them, but not out of the desire of being a good person or a bad person or whatever. His own logic is himself. He just does whatever. So if he has the power to be good or evil, that's just his logic. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to. Who's going to stop him? Why would he need to follow the same logic as a person with the following the rules or whatever bullshit, the fate, creation, whatever? He himself does not care about that logic, and why would he? So, with that in mind, he basically just walks past Sona. But yeah. So I just wanted to mention that out now, so mostly people can understand that this Issei just doesn't care that much about like friends, foes, enemies, or whatever. If you're an enemy to him, he will see you as an enemy. But if you're just like not bothering him or pissing him off, he won't see you as an enemy. Or he will see you probably as a weakling. But not the point. So yeah. So sorry for interruption. Sorry if I'm breathing a little bit harder than normal. I am tired. I did some stuff before coming back. But not the point. Let me begin this is what. Sorry for kind of getting sidetracked, but yeah. But we're going back into mostly what Issei's doing. Issei completely doesn't care. He's walking. Sona just sees this, shocked this is probably Issei, because Issei, he still looks a bit similar to his old self. Just everything else changed. His vibe, his attitude, everything completely changed. His growth, well, I mean, he used to be 5'7", now he's standing at 6'2". Or, what? I mean, think about it like this. I think, I really thought that Buddha was a little bit taller than Gojo, but Gojo is still 6'3", and Buddha and Ragnarok is actually 6 feet. So I just decided to say that he's 6'2", mostly Issei. But yeah. Of course, Issei is also kind of like lean, muscular, similar to that of like Gojo's kind of like body. He isn't like buff like, what's it called, Buddha? But yeah. Also, he doesn't show too much skin. So of course, his light tan skin isn't showing off too much. He does have, what's it called, somewhat fingerless gloves because he kind of likes them, okay? He just doesn't care about anyone's kind of opinion. He really does not care. You can be judgy all you want. Why would he care? Or why would he change to be similar to your standards? That is how Issei works. He doesn't care. He can give 2 fucks less. He's different from everyone. So yeah, he's the only one. He's the only god that cares about himself only. He doesn't care about anyone else. Well, that's how Buddha kind of says it most of the time. But we go into mostly Issei kind of, well, just keep walking. He's literally uncaring about anyone. Yeah. But yeah. But with that in mind, let me I kind of just went to go drink water, but yeah, now I'm back to normal. So we begin into mostly Issei kind of just walking by, and of course, when Issei kind of just gets towards mostly a location where the student council president should be at, before he even gets the chance to kick the door open, this is where Sona actually grabs a collar, because she actually did follow Issei, or supposedly this new person, and stopped him from like kicking down the door. Because Issei, he looks like a troublemaker. He looks like a delinquent, kind of. A delinquent that looks like he didn't age at all, because he doesn't give a fuck. Issei has dark shade glasses, which I don't think you can wear dark shade glasses in school. But Issei is, nonetheless, don't give a fuck about the rules. But yeah. But of course, with that happening, mostly Sona managed to stop Issei, and this worked well. Mostly Issei kind of was like surprised who the hell stopped him. He turns around just to see Sona. Sona is right now, well, she matured a bit. She is the age of 19 instead of 18. And this worked well. She's still kind of shorter than Issei, and much more shorter than now. She's actually, well, she used to be 5'5", which she was like 2 inches shorter than, Issei being 5'7". But now she's actually like 5'8". And of course, she's taller. She, has a more kind of muscular physique because she trained. Even though she kind of... She understands one thing. After Issei's disappearance, she understands that mostly she needs to train to get stronger, because she does not want to just be protected by the Red Dragon Emperor. She did have a small crush on mostly Issei, but with his pervertedness and the other stuff, it was kind of hard. And at the same time, with Rias being there, it was also difficult. But yeah. But of course, this worked well. She kind of just trained her body. She also trained her magic, and she's much more powerful in her water magic. She can actually kind of freeze even the moisture in the air. She's much more powerful than her sister. Her older sister being, Seraphon. Now, of course, it worked well. Sona is actually someone very quite powerful. She can be a high-ranking devil anytime she wants to, but she's right now just keeps training. She wants to be much more stronger than a high-ranking, well, she's already is a high-ranking devil, but a super devil. She wants to be at the same levels as a god, to be able to fight against gods, and yeah. This worked well. She's right now kind of, well, at this height. She's actually a little bit taller than, well, mostly Rias. Rias is kind of 5'8", 8-ish, somewhere around there. But Sona actually grew to the same height as her. Now, of course, Sona also kind of started developing, well, mostly her chest side by kind of, yeah, a bit. She isn't that big as Rias or Akano, but she doesn't care. She really doesn't care about her chest size no more. All she cares about getting kind of stronger and finding the love of her life, being kind of Issei. Because Issei disappeared, and he no longer has his evil pieces, meaning that he's no longer a devil, but yeah, he's not a dragon either. He is at the same level as a god, but yeah, he himself is the honor one, but no one knows that. This is where, well, Sona managed to grab mostly Issei from the collar, and Issei kind of turns around, a little bit annoyed, but yet nonchalant at the same time. This is where, well, Issei said, "Can I help you?" This is where, well, Sona stopped Issei, and, well, mostly doesn't know this is Issei yet, but yeah, you get the point. This is where, well, she says, "Hey, what were you going to do there?" Issei said, "What do you think I was going to do? Kick the door down?" This is where, well, Sona says, "You do realize that it's a pull kind of door? You got to pull the door to open it?" Issei says, "I don't care. Why would I care?" This is where, well, he has a lollipop in his mouth, but yeah, he just doesn't give a damn. This is where, well, Sona thinks this is disrespectful, but at the same time, she's actually kind of falling for it a little bit. Just because how Issei's uncaring attitude is different from his normal one. But yeah, this is where, well, Sona says, "Well, you gotta be more respectful for property damage and other stuff." Issei said, me? Be respectful? If I feel like it. If I don't, then why would I? Nah. This where, well, Sona is surprised that this person's attitude is way much more different from any normal student, because usually normal students would just look at her once and get scared. With Issei, he's not scared at all. He's way too kind of a bit arrogant for his own good, and he just doesn't care anymore. This is where, well, Sona is kind of intrigued. This is where Sona asks for mostly the student's name. This is where Issei says, "My name? Well, I am the, well, throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. This is where Sona says, this is where in her head she says, I asked for the name, not your damn title name. This is for some reason she actually kind of gets a headache from that, even though it's not holy or divine energy. But the whole saying is kind of seem a bit arrogant. But at the same time, she doesn't really care. She asks for his name, not his fucking title name. This is where Issei grins and says, you asked for my name. Fine. My name is Issei Hiro, and I am the one to reach enlightenment. This is where, well, when Sona looks up, her eyes were widened. Her kind of violet, we'll see, her magenta violet eyes looks at Issei's kind of darkish brown color. Or, well, right now it's darkish brown, but he can activate anytime soon for his actual original colors. But not the point. This is where, well, we'll see Issei kind of says, so yeah. This is where, well, we'll see Sona say, Issei? This is where she reaches out her hand to touch Issei's face. And of course, Issei's face and muscular, we'll see his muscles on his face become a little bit more chiseled and much more smooth than his original kind of like very smooth face. Kind of being a bit of fat in the face because, well, he didn't really train too much other than Oppai. But this is where, well, now he just trained a lot. It's mostly muscles on his chin, on his face, everything is much more structural. But not the point, much more muscular, but yeah. This is where, well, Sona is blushing so hard because this is actually Issei. Issei's attitude, vibe, and everything is so much different. This is where, well, she is completely red and actually in love with Issei. But this is where, well, we'll see Issei said, other than that, I know who you are, Sona. It's actually interesting. You actually quite develop a lot. This is where Issei looks from mostly the bottom of her feet towards all the way up to her face. This is where, well, mostly giving a few glances. This is where Sona blushed hard. This is where she wasn't expecting that Issei would actually compliment her. This is where, well, she looks away. This is where Issei grins and says, well, it's been a while. It's been 8 months, shouldn't it be? Or 9. Was it 9? 10? I can't remember. I think it was 8. This is where, well, Sona blushed because it was 8.5. So basically, about to be 9 months. But yeah. Well, this is where, oh, Sona just kind of blushes and says, it's been 8.5. It's a 22. You know that, right? He says, oh yeah, I do. But do I care? No. Would I care? Not really. If I cared, I would. This is where Sona is kind of shocked and interested with Issei's attitude. Because he's no longer the same kind of perverted boy. His vibe, his aura, himself is just completely different. I mean, his whole body's completely different. Sona is just blushing at the light tan skin that he has. I mean, he always was light tan skin. But this is where, well, he looks to be quite more handsome than normal. This is where, well, Sona is trying her hardest not to completely pass out or faint. But yeah, I mean, there's another person that actually liked Issei in Sona's Barrage. I mean, there was a couple people, but mostly when Issei disappeared, they were sad. But yeah, but I'll mention them later. This is where, well, Issei said, so, I'm guessing you're 19 now, Sona. Sona nods. This is where, well, she keeps blushing. Issei says, well, I'm 18 now. I'm supposed to be a 3rd year, am I not? This is where Sona nodded again. He needs to be a 3rd year, but since he hasn't been in school, that logic probably, I mean, he's still 3rd year, but he needs to pass the 2nd year's exams before being a 3rd year. This is where, well, Sona says, well, you have to do this stuff before you graduate. Issei says, I see. Can I take the test now or something? This is where Sona was surprised and says, well, since I'm not the student council no more, you're gonna have to talk to someone that you don't like talking to. Well, I'm gonna guess that Ria Sanakano went to college. So I'm gonna guess that you gave the position towards Zenobia. This is where, well, mostly Sona was surprised. She said, how did you... how did I know? This is where Issei closed his eyes, and Sona didn't notice his eyes change. And yet, since he does have clairvoyant, he's able to see the future. So he already knows who exactly it was. This is where, well, he was just playing around with Sona. This is where, well, Sona says, how did you know? This is where, well, Issei said, I know my ways, Sona. You cannot lie to me. I don't care if it's Zenobia who became the student council. I mean, if she did, then I don't care too much. You see here, I don't care about the fact that the girls cheated on me. I don't care about any of that. You know what I care? This is where Sona says, what is it? I cared about nothing but myself only. This is where, well, Sona was surprised. His attitude is literally uncaring, nonchalant, and he literally only cares about himself. Because he only loves himself. He believes in his own choices, and they are right. They are right for him. He doesn't care about anyone else. Why would he care? That's his own motivation. This is where, well, mostly Sona was just shocked. This is where, well, Sona is just like looking at him with a bit of stars in her eyes because Issei is literally a completely different fucker. He's literally different. He is born different. Well, not born different. He is reborn different. This man has reached enlightenment, points to the skies and said, I got it. I reached enlightenment. But yeah. But with that happening in mind, we go into mostly a time skip. A time skip of, well, mostly, why did I say time skip? I mean, sorry, I was thinking about something else. But mostly we go into Issei kind of opening the door. He didn't care. He just opened the door wide that shit open. Like, the door was kind of locked and Issei didn't care. He used his own strength. Oh, shit. Sona goes, Issei. This is where, well, she was shocked with Issei's own strength. He just ripped the fucking door off of the hinges. He says, I'm sorry, not really. I don't really care. Why would I care? Issei throws the door out the way, and Issei looks into the door, sees Zenobia and her boyfriend kind of kiss it, and that's where Issei says, Can you fuckers do that somewhere else? This is where, well, they look up to see a guy that's look quite buff, a bit, but of course, his aura is quite divine. This is where, well, we'll see, the guy stops kissing Zenobia and kind of looks scared about Issei. He looks intimidating. Issei's eyes are kind of a dark kind of brown color right now. And Issei looks like he doesn't give a fuck about any of this shit. Zenobia stops and kind of say, yes? Do you need something? This is where she was shocked with someone even breaking the door. Like, that was made with devil magic and that shit still... Issei didn't care. He's a divine being now. He is none other than Buddha. Why would he give a damn about devil magic? This is where, well, mostly Sona says, hey. This is where she knows the guy and she just glares at him. But this is where, well, the guy has kind of reddish hair and his name is Renji. This is where, well, he is a bit scared with Issei. He does have a sacred key, Renji himself, but actually fighting against Issei, he probably would get his ass beat. Because Issei alone, with just his basic power level, he probably beat the shit of Renji. Or Renji. Why did I say Reggie? Renji. But yeah. So of course, where, well, Zenobia says, can I help you, Sona-san? This is where, well, mostly Zenobia also, well, her kind of personality kind of became a bit relaxed and other stuff. So of course, seeing Sona, she's actually quite scared because Sona is still kind of threatening with the fact that her aura is much more colder than normal. Her, what they call personality is also colder. She just is a cold being entirely. But this is where, well, mostly Sona sighs and says, this is a new student, or not new student, this is a student that's coming back to school. Please introduce yourself. This is where, well, mostly Sona asked Issei to. Issei said, fine. I throughout heaven. This is where Sona covered up his mouth and tell him to shut up at this point. Because mostly Issei is probably going to be using that whole speech and probably won't care too much. This is where, well, Issei sighs, and this is where, well, he takes mostly Sona's hand off. Of course, kisses it and making Sona blush hard. Renji is actually shocked to seeing the old student president kind of blush really hard. But this is where, well, Issei kind of said, let me say that again. My name is Issei Hyodo, and I am the one who is above all. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just said, without a care in the world. This is where, well, Zenobia and even Renji wind their eyes. Issei says, I'm here back to school to graduate and tell you all to fuck off, because that is my opinion, my choice, and it's not a choice for anyone else. I don't give a fucking who you are. This is where Issei's fucking language and other shit is kind of shocking also. His attitude, his aura, personality, and everything is different. This man is a god, and he is going to be a god, because who's stopping him? Who's actually going to fight Issei at this point now? But yeah, but of course, Zenobia said, Issei-kun? Issei said, huh? Oh, isn't that your boyfriend right there? That's where Issei points at mostly Renji. Zenobia said, well, yes. Issei says, why are you calling me Issei-kun? This is where, Zenobia is kind of confused, shocked, and everything. Now Renji's over here. Holy shit. The aura that Issei has is divine as shit, and he can feel it. Even though it's a bit, he can feel that shit. And this is where, mostly Zenobia blush and say, about that. Mostly Rias' plan was to, no. I don't care in what Rias' plan was. Understand this. I'm happy that I didn't stay as a devil. I'm also happy that I'm no longer interested in you because, I know one thing. All you girls are nothing but cheating whores. Yeah, Issei said that straight to Zenobia's face. And why? He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care about anyone's feelings. He cares about only himself. So yeah. This is where, Renji over here just scared shitless. He realized that Issei was still in a relationship with Zenobia. But it was kind of technically cheating, but he didn't care too much. But now seeing Issei, and he's over here not carrying his personality and everything, it's different. This is where, Renji thought that he was just going to be an easy, he will be able to kind of just like have Zenobia for himself and actually make her cheat on mostly Issei and everything will be fine. And he thinks that he will also be able to take on Issei. Nah, Issei's taller than him, so stronger than him, and this man has more better looks than him. Yeah. This is what Zenobia cries and says, but Issei-kun, I love you. Issei said, do you though? I don't know about you, but you're looking like a cheating whore. If you haven't actually realized you're dating another guy than me. I might have been gone for 8 months, but I ain't stupid after those 8 months. So tell me, what does that make you? A cheating whore? Or you actually love me? Because if you actually love me, you probably would have killed yourself at this point. Yeah, Issei's, even his words, it's uncaring. Zenobia cries and the insane falls down to the ground. Now, Sona thought that was cruel as fuck. But then again, Issei's aura and personality is, would he care? Not really. Now, Renji heard this and was shocked to his very core. Because Issei's just personality is just like, do I care? Not really. This is where, Sona, not Sona, mostly Zenobia is crying, like, so much. She just keeps crying. This is where, Issei said, now if you don't mind me, I'm trying to go back to school. I'm trying to graduate. And if you don't give me those goddamn tests to graduate, your boyfriend's going to have to be my punching bag. This is what Reggie said, oh hell no, I'm no one's punching bag. I ain't gonna go down by your punch. Besides, you probably hit like a girl. Issei knocks his ass out. He's asleep. Zenobia is shocked and scared. This is where not Zenobia, mostly Sona kind of looks interested. Issei just punches this guy so hard in the face, knocking him out. And it looks like he barely even tried. Yeah, Issei didn't even try with that punch. Renji's knocked the fuck out. Cold. Just like an ant. Not the point. For some reason, I just thought of fucking Aizen kind of saying, I'm so proud of you, Renji Abara, for growing in power. But still, it's just difficult for me to hold back. And more difficult for me to not crush ants. I think that's the same. Fuck, I forgot. Sorry. I just remembered the ant part. This is where, not the point. This is where, sorry about that. Mostly, Zenobia is just shocked and just saying, Issei, why would you do that? Issei says, are you gonna give me the test or not? Or do I have to fight everyone in the mostly fight everyone, fight you and everyone that I used to love just to prove that I don't care. Do I look like I care, bitch? Now give me the damn test already. Zenobia nodded. She just hesitated, but she nodded. This is where, well, she goes and actually prepares the test and other stuff, but yeah. This is where, well, Zenobia is kind of crying. She is just, the fact that the person she loved came back. Not for her, but for himself. Because Issei only cares about himself. Why would he care about others? Only himself. This is where, well, mostly Sona gets the test ready. Of course, mostly, not Sona, mostly Zenobia kind of gets the test ready even though she's crying. But of course, Sona was the one to actually give the test to Issei and actually be the one to kind of be there and see if he's not cheating. Which Issei, he easily does the test. He's smart. He's not stupid. He actually understands a lot of stuff. But yeah. But this is where, well, Issei managed to pass all the tests, even the third year's kind of test with flying colors. You know why? Because he just doesn't care. He wants to graduate. If he wants to graduate early, he can. He's already 18, so what's up? He also doesn't really need to live with his parents, because when entirely, he's 18, he can do whatever. He's going to do what his brother wants to always do, and that is be free and be himself, not be what his parents or people wanted him to be. He'd rather be himself. So yeah. So with that happening, we go into mostly Issei finally being able to either go to college, university, or even a trade school, or just work. And which Issei, what he picks is none of the above. You know what he picks? Himself. He picks that he'd rather just do whatever. Why would he care about just doing what mostly other people would think to do because that's the rules or whatever? That's just logic. Fuck logic. He is picking himself. He is picking what he wants to do. He's not going to follow the same laws or rules or whatever bullshit. But yeah. Now with seeing Issei in his attitude, Sona is actually kind of thinking of why she's in college. She's already smart enough, and college is not really necessary for her goals or whatever. Her goals, she wants to start a kind of like rating school for the low-ranking devils in, well, the Devil Society. But that's not really going to happen is because, well, money and the fact that the Devil Society is still so stuck up around mostly reincarnated devils or half devils or whatever. So yeah. Of course, well, she wants to do what she wants to, and she is going to do what she wants to, because when meeting Issei, she just realized that she's kind of following him, but not that much. She's still following the rules and other stuff. This is where, well, she realized that she doesn't really want to be like her sister. She wants to be stronger than her sister. She wants to be much more powerful than just a god. She wants to be a powerful being that's next to Issei. She actually started falling in love for him a lot more after him seeing how his attitude and aura and everything is. It might be divine, it might hurt her, but yet, even though it's divine, it didn't hurt her at all. Instead, it empowered her. It showed her that she should follow her own destiny. Not just follow Issei's or Seraphos or anyone's. She should follow her own destiny destiny that she would rather make. So of course that's what she does. She kind of goes up to Issei before kind of leaving. Issei was about to leave and kind of like go off into whatever. But this is where, well, Sona kissed him in the cheek. This is where, well, she said, well, this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of kissed her in the forehead and just smiles. You do not need to say anything, I would say, Blue Rose. This is where, well, mostly Sona just blush very hard. This is where, well, she just like kind of looks at Issei. Her eyes almost went into a like sapphire blue color. This is where, well, she looked away. She was completely red, a bit blue also, but this is where, well, she was just kind of shocked. Her hair almost turned a bluish color also. This is where, well, her skin almost turned a palish color also. And this is where, well, She just looks away. This is where Issei kind of smiles because he did just awaken Sona's latent potential. This is where, well, once Issei says, well, I should be going. I will be going to do whatever I want to. I'll see you later, Sona, or whenever we see each other. Maybe we'll be able to cross paths again. This is where Issei walks away until Sona kind of reaches out for his hand and holds it. This is where, well, we'll see she managed to grab it, and this is where, well, holds onto his hand. Issei says, do you need something, Sona? Sona nods and says, please. This is where mostly her mouth got covered by Issei and says, shh. I know what you're going to try to say, but that might not be able to happen. The reason why is because I still love, but what I really love, I don't know. I know that you're going to move on. I don't know how long I will be on my goal for, well, my life goal and doing whatever. You probably have your own goals. We would never be able to cross each other's path again, unless I stay with you permanently. But yet, with that happening, you'll probably find love with someone else. Not me. This is only a crush phase. I'll be going, Sona. Bye. This is where, well, mostly Issei walks away. This is where Sona cries a bit, but she is entirely fully in love with Issei. She always was in love with Issei. There was no factor matter. His mostly undying will and actually quite powerful kind of like powerful way to like conquer mostly his powerful will to just like go over through courses, battles, and other things. He literally is a good person. He's also smart, and with this new personality, it's just interested her more. She is a cold person, she knows that. But Issei changed, and if he can change, then she will also change. She will become a woman strong enough for Issei to love, strong enough to understand that she is loyal, unlike Rias. This is where, well, Issei walks away entirely. This is where Sona, she is now determined. She's determined to be with Issei. She is determined enough to be one of his lovers. Because she knows that Issei, even though he says that he changed, he will still get a harem, but no matter what, because that's how Issei is. I mean, there's going to be tons of women in the near future that will probably love Issei. That is how Sona's mind is going. Because if the old ORC that managed to love Issei with his kind of personality a bit, but didn't like his looks or any of that, and they decide to cheat on Issei, well, they're going to regret that, because mostly more women will actually start falling in love with Issei, no matter what. Because Issei, he is a different person. He is the one to reach enlightenment, and he is the one to not care about the rules of society at all, because he is a god. But for right now, I think I'll be leaving it off here for mostly part 2 of this What If. Yes, I couldn't think of anything more. I mean, I have some things other, but I will think about that. I will think about them later. Right now, I'm going to probably go eat and then come back and record something else for my first channel if I will think about it, if I feel like it. Okay, I'm feeling like Buddha at this point, but not the point. Other than that, bye, see you, yeah, bye bye.